There we go.
I think we're back. Testing. Testes.
Pretty sure we have audio now.
I think we're good to go. What's happening, guys? Sorry, we had some technical.
Long and the short of it was, I wasn't here to fix it.
Whatevs. This live stream stuff is anyways.
Pretty much.
So what's happening tonight, guys? Good seeing everybody rolling into the chat. What's up, Antonio, George, Max, Ryan, JL Custom, Nathan, Joey, George, Andrew. What's up, boys? So tonight we are here just kind of taking a break so far. Ron and I have been working for the last couple hours here. So is the ladies upstairs and getting our tool heads crate stuff going. So we're getting all this stuff rolling so we can get it out the door to you guys tomorrow.
Yep.
Got a whole big old crap load of crates going out. So we got to finish packing them so they go out on time.
I'd say we're probably like, what, halfway done?
Yeah, we're about halfway done packing them. Ron, you drinking pineapple reds?
No. The only beer I'm drinking tonight is root beer.
Root beer.
Diet root beer, for that matter.
Yummy.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. So tonight I wanted to bring up kind of a little conversation point with you guys on talking about juggling the life as a mechanic. Now, it depends on where you're at in your career, really. I know that when we were pretty early on, at least in my career, I tried to get as much in as I could. And I tried to be as absolutely busy when it came to training, when it came to doing side work, stuff like that, as I possibly could, because I was a big old sponge then. And yes, you kind of have to still be in the way of that and trying to, learn as much as you can. But at what point in your career do you kind of start to try to slow things down? I know I personally haven't yet, but juggling the life as a mechanic is one of those things that nobody really teaches the guys, coming into the field. It's kind of hard to explain to somebody that's coming newly into the field that this life as a mechanic is more of along the lines of a lifestyle on top of a career. You guys, it's very, very hard to take mechanics work and just leave it at work and not bring any of it home. It's almost impossible to do for that one. I mean, even this week, Captain Ron's got him some side work to do this week too, don't you?
Yep.
What's that one?
That one is a blend door actuator in a Durango for our tattoo friend of ours.
Yep. So he's got some side work going on. And, on top of that, you just get all these kinds of car questions all the time. Now, I know I kind of bring it on myself as a YouTuber. I get probably 10 to 15 questions a day about either random auto stuff, diesel truck stuff, or about tools, just in general, tool questions. So we always kind of do, a lot of car questions here and there. And that takes up a lot of time during the day. So trying to teach these guys coming into the field, it's kind of hard to tell them that, unless your family is full of mechanics, then it's going to be one of those things where you're always going to be the one answering questions and always the one helping and figuring things out for your family.
Dude, if you're an IT person, even people in the IT field or the computer fields, they would totally understand what we're talking about, because even me back before I was a mechanic, I was really tech savvy.
So JC,
still am for that matter. And people will come to you and be like, "Hey, my computer is doing this. Can you tell me why?" It's the same answer that a mechanic would give a person asking a question about a car. Well, without looking at it and diagnosing it, I can't tell you for sure, but here's what it might be.
Possibilities. Yeah, that, and on top of that, all the family side work.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we get questions all the time on family side work, and I haven't done a video on that. I kind of wanted to. We'll explain a little bit. So my, philosophy on doing side work for family members is I charge half of the rate of what my standard shop rate would charge. Unless it's like my mom, she raised me. She dealt with me for...
She's double labor, isn't she?
Yeah. she's handled me for years and years, so she gets the shit for free. Everybody else, you get half of what our standard shop rate would be. That is when I was doing side work. I haven't done much side work at all in a long time. But that is to, you're paying half of what you would normally pay in the shop atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And as a technician who's new into the field, you're probably making double what you would on the hourly rate.
Right.
So that helps both parties out to that amount. But, there's always that family thing. Always the one thing that I would definitely recommend to you guys is, unless it's somebody really, really close or you owe them something along those lines, don't do work for free. Never, ever do side work for free. I know I don't like being a nice guy, but you know what? If you guys start doing work for free, which I started to there for a while, people are going to take advantage of it, and they're going to take it as far as they possibly can, because that is general human nature.
Yep.
It's just going to have to.
And it all starts with, hey, can you do an oil change for me real quick? I'm short on cash right now, and I need it.
What's up, Jacob? Good seeing you in here, buddy. JC, yeah. So not very many people had seen that Jeep truck yet, the Gladiator. Came out with that video this week. I thought it would be something really cool, and I was hoping our dealership would have got one a lot sooner. And I'm surprised there aren't a whole lot more videos out on YouTube than the standard like Car and Driver magazine and BS like that. And that's kind of the ones that I was wanting to get away from when I did that video. The Car and Driver magazine has, the guys who aren't really technicians. Yes, they've been automotive enthusiasts for years and years, and they know the feel of these vehicles and how they corner and what the sticker says the gas mileage is. Yeah, I can read all of those stickers all from my own. I'll get online and find a Windows sticker for one of these Jeeps. I want to hear it from a guy who's knowing what they're doing on them, who has seen the technology or understands it. It might be something new coming out, and understands down the road, what are you going to see in the way of maintenance things or warranty items? Because these vehicles, they're not in warranty forever. And especially the amount that I drive vehicles and a lot of other people do, you guys get out of those warranties pretty darn fast.
Yeah.
Do basic stuff and the rest, they go somewhere else. Yeah, I can feel you there. Sorry, just reading through some chat stuffs here. Shop and get mad when they told them charge for any work performed. Yeah, Joe, that is exactly how it is. For once, charged half price of family, father and mother. Yeah, never ever do stuff for free. We tried to do, to help some people out when it comes to that kind of shop stuff, and I always see it at the shop also when people start to complain. They're not happy about what happens, or no, they're not happy about this isn't covered under warranty and that isn't covered under warranty. So the service manager decides, oh, we'll help them out and we'll take that off the bill. No, you really shouldn't, because then literally at that point, that customer thinks from then on they are going to be the ones who are waited after hand and foot.
Yeah.
And those are also the ones that show up without appointments and expect their car to get into the mix of everything, or the ones that make an appointment but decide to add 7 other things onto the repair order when they show up,
or make an appointment and then show up whenever they want.
Yeah, that too. Those things are just so annoying. But when you start doing things for people that are free, I think it's counterproductive to work there at the shop. I don't agree with it. I think they have to take it a little bit more seriously and get the customer to understand that this stuff, it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort. We had to go through a lot of training to do it, so there's got to be charges on this stuff. The technicians don't work for free, and the sooner the service writer gets that across to the customer, the easier it really is. I was working on a circle team track one. Victory lap. Yeah, JC, it is kind of a hefty price tag for a little bed thing. Yeah, it is. But I guess it's still a Wrangler. It's a whole front end of a Wrangler. I personally like the bed and everything. I would never ever purchase that thing for the cost of $44,000 by any means at all. But to have, one of those used a couple years down the road, ones to be able to use, like if you have a bunch of land or something like that, that would be killer to be able to have like a firewood vehicle. I'm just saying that's what I would use that one.
The Gladiator reminds me of like the cat dog of the vehicle world.
Mm-hmm.
For those people who remember that.
Yeah.
Take the front end of a cat and the rear end of a dog, or dog being a truck, and slam them together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, James, that's one of the biggest things that we actually see is customers coming in, and just because they bought a new vehicle, they think that they should get everything handed to them. You realize how many new vehicles that we sell every single week? Yeah. Truckmaster, don't be hating. Don't be hating. Why do techs wear hats backwards? I don't know.
Because it's cool.
I don't know. It's one of those things. It's a habit.
I don't have mine on right. There we go.
It's a habit kind of thing.
Because when you look down at an engine and you go like this and bump your bill of your hat, then
that would not be good. I got into the habit of it because there for a while I couldn't wear contacts at all. I wear contacts. I have horrendous eyesight. For those of you guys who don't know, I am almost legally blind without having my contacts or glasses in. I have horrendous eyesight. I have a huge prescription, and the glasses, if you guys have seen some of my early videos that had me wearing glasses in it, that's when my eyes kind of got messed up and they wouldn't take contact, so I had to wear my glasses all the time. So I got in the habit of wearing a hat because one of the biggest pet peeves of mine is getting my glasses wet. So when it would rain or snow or something like that at work, I had to have a hat there to be able to turn around so my glasses wouldn't get wet or anything during the day. So that's kind of when I got into the habit of wearing a hat more. There wasn't a time too much before that where I wore my glasses, but that's when I kind of got into the habit of it.
So what you're saying is you're like Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Magoo, huh?
Oh, God. Never mind. You know who Mr. Magoo is, don't you?
I know who it is, but I didn't watch it.
He's blind.
Oh, yeah?
Without his glasses.
Yeah.
He's like you.
Sorry. I keep the hole in my haircut from getting sunburnt. That one I don't have any balding spots there. No, I don't have to worry about that portion at least yet.
Old Rust Belt Magoo.
No, I don't have any Monster Energy drink because somebody drank them all this week.
Sorry, you must be confusing that with shitty ass Red's pineapple ale that somebody brought me.
It was only fair. Just saying.
How was it fair? What? What's up, Client Graphics? How's it going, man?
I knew you grabbed the last Monster, so I'm like, yep, he needs the rest of this drink to go with it.
No, I'm good. Here, you can have this.
No, I'm not drinking tonight. It's not happening. We got too much stuff to do with this Toolheads crate stuff to get it kind of in the way and out and stuff.
This is true.
We
got to get that finished. If not, we're gonna have problems tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long night. So yeah, I guess moving on in conversation with that point, one of the videos that I had done before was kind of working on why the shops charge diagnostic fees and why they really have to. So kind of building off of that one, I want to hear from you guys and see what kind of a relationship you guys have with your service managers, service writers, the ones who are actually talking to the customer. Are they the kind of style that will give everything to the customer right off the bat, or are they the ones who are going to try to find a middle ground between, the customer obviously wanting stuff for free and the technician wanting paid for work? Now, I granted, it's kind of a case-by-case basis where, if something is an actual comeback, then obviously the customer, really shouldn't pay for it. But there are times, like I was speaking with before, that they think that these things should be covered under warranty, but they don't end up being. So the technician still needs paid for their time. Yeah, those are the exact things I wanted to hear, James. Their shop does at least half an hour diag on every job, and that's what we do too. Even on like simple noise concerns or anything like that, where I have to go on a test drive, then I put it up in there and find out, oh, it's got a tie rod end or a sway bar link loose or something like that. Usually we will try to charge at least the minimum of half an hour for that one. Now, anytime it gets into electrical or DTCs, you're having to do diagnostics on engines, engine codes, then we start a minimum of 1 hour diagnostic in our shop. That's the way we've done it for pretty much ever. And when a customer comes in, the service writer is supposed to talk to them and kind of get that idea across that, hey, there is a $100 service charge for diagnostic fee on this one. Do you accept that fee? Whether they do or they don't at that point is kind of, the breaking point. But I think the hardest part where we run into a lot of, I guess, customer issues versus issues with the technicians is when customers bring their car in to have this thing diagnosed, and they're either under the assumption or they're really close to being out of warranty, somewhere along those lines, or it's something that normally would be covered under warranty, but you find out that it's something unrelated
or
inside there. Yeah, or customer caused, and find out, it's not covered. It's due to either neglect or, say, like a rodent chewed up the wire to your EGR valve on a 4,000 mile vehicle. Customer's like, oh, it's only got 4,000 miles. Why isn't it covered? Well, it's not the manufacturer's fault that a mouse chewed up your wiring harness. Yep. It's kind of hard to balance that one in there. I don't see why the shop fee would do diag fees. Yep. Shop where yeah, there should at least be a half an hour scanner hookup fee for that one. 1 hour diag at minimum. I agree with that one.
Bolster Drop says he's not sure how Mopar warranty is, but at Toyota, he can spend 3 hours on a warranty diag and they won't pay him a tenth of the diag either.
No, see, with Chrysler, they are pretty horrendous when it comes to a lot of their flat rate times. But there are ways to get paid for your diagnostics. The biggest key in all of this is documentation. Chrysler will pay for pretty much anything diagnostic-wise within reason, as long as there is correlating diagnostics and a good story on paper to back that up, as well as punch times. You have to have your warranty punch times from clock times punched onto the back of the repair order. If you guys don't know about that one, as a flat rate technician, when anything's under warranty, the manufacturer usually wants you to clock on and clock off of each portion of the job so they know how much time was actually spent on that job. So diagnostic wise, when you bring the vehicle in, first thing you have to do is punch the ticket, get clocked in on that job. Do all the diagnostics. Excuse me. You have to have all the diagnostics codes written down. You have to tell on there which diagnostic flow chart you used for doing the test, what kind of test readings you get, where you came to whatever conclusions, any kind of circuits that you checked that's correlating with whatever issues that are going on for that one. And you have to document every single bit of that. And granted, most of the time the manufacturer will still try to fight you on that and kind of take off your hours here and there. But usually if you have a decent enough warranty administrator or service manager, that's not a big deal. As long as you have the clock times and everything to cover it, it should be fine.
Robert said, so you're saying Chrysler techs need to be good at writing short stories?
Yes.
Pretty much.
They very, very much do. What's up, JRC? Yeah. Well, you have to be really good at writing stories. Something that's going to make not only the customer, but Chrysler understand that you guys went through a full diagnostic process. I didn't just walk up, hook up my scan tool to this car, pull the code and say, oh, it says EGR valve circuit high. It needs an EGR valve. No, that's not what they want you to do. They want you to actually go in there and get everything done. How many techs are we running? In our shop right now, we run 4 technicians in the shop right now. So we are not really that big of a dealership shop. About lately, some funky stuff going on.
You make even more money if you're a good fiction writer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So Speedy Chick's bringing up a really good point. They try to kick things back as much as they possibly can. And those warranty people who are up in Chrysler and pretty much everybody else up, whatever manufacturer you work for, the guys who work in the warranty departments, it's almost like they're professional lawyers. They know the warranty handbook, which is about 130-page handbook from front to back. If they're diagnostic charts and checkout areas and tie in whatever story and attaching this to that. If it's not followed 100%, denied. And you realize how many hours that really wastes of like the warranty administrator and the service manager's time. It sucks horrible. I think the worst thing that I have issues with is Chrysler comes out with so many different procedures that you have to follow this certain procedure for this warranty thing. When we're doing these certain updates now on recalls, we actually have to get a vehicle scan report.
It's like James said, the eco-diesel emissions flash.
Yes, that one.
Yep.
You have to have a vehicle scan report before you do the flash. You have to do the flash, and then you have to have a vehicle scan report after the flash. You have to take those vehicle scan reports and you have to email that to your service manager. The service manager has to email that in with the claims copy. I guess so Chrysler is got their ass covered to prove that this vehicle didn't have the software done before and the software was done afterwards. It is the biggest waste of time ever. We've had a couple other ones like that. The Grand Cherokees that had the cluster and the shifter recalls done to them. Mm-hmm. It took like an hour and a half to do these recalls. You had to do vehicle scan reports and code checks before and after doing all of these updates, and you have to attach them to all the recall work. So it's the biggest pain in the butt. You have to add on so much extra paperwork. And I think the worst thing on top of that is getting to the point where your technicians have to know all these certain things before they can even start working on that. You can't just have this thing become second nature and say, oh, it's just a reprogram on, some recall. No, you need to read the recall because pretty much every other week, these recalls have addendums made to them. So they change them. So you can't just, oh, it's a tailgate latch recall. Let's go grab that. Nope, we made an addendum to it. So now you have to add this sticker to the inside of the fender well or something like that along with it, or else we're not going to pay you for that warranty time. So you can't get comfortable and you can't just understand the recalls anymore. Every time you go to do a recall, you have to read the recall documentation because they may have changed it this week. Have you run into that? Changes to them?
Change to them? Mm-hmm. I want to say there was one that actually changed, but I don't remember which one it was off the top of my head. There was one that I did, and then it changed. Maybe it was like the ORC update for the Ram 1500s for the 19s.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you find time for YouTube? Junk from work asked.
No, he's talking about Antonio. Antonio's got like 10 mechanic shops underneath him.
Yeah, I believe that one.
So he's got that, plus he does 3 or 4 YouTube videos a week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the shop life and everything alongside of that, it's hard to find a lot of free time anymore. Our shop, especially here recently, we've gone to having Saturday hours. So now, granted, we rotate that between the technicians that we have in our shop. So it's not as bad, but you have to keep that in mind that, yeah, there are some Saturdays where I have to work an additional 4 or 5 hours on top of that, which is usually when I'd like to do some of my videos is on Saturday times, but you know how that one goes.
Dude, with our shop, we're there Monday through Friday, And we're typically there. You and I are typically there Saturdays, regardless.
Yes, that's
even
true.
if it's our weekend to work or not.
Mm-hmm. Starting at the dealership tomorrow, Junk.
Woo!
So better pack your lunch. Make sure your wife puts a whole bunch of little smiley faces and hearts on it, just so you can feel that extra love when those guys are giving you a hard time in Fordland. I would say
this man says don't shart on your first day. Make sure you're wearing pants. We know how you roll.
Already got his lunch done. Good to go. Good man. I think one of the biggest pieces of advice I could give to you is to not rush. You're going to be in a new work environment, and you're going to be really excited about that, and you're going to be trying, whether consciously or subconsciously, you're going to be trying to prove yourself. That is where you're going to start making mistakes, is when you start rushing and trying to get a lot of hours in, a lot of time done. Don't do that to start off. Make sure you always, especially if they give you diagnostic on anything, go through your diagnostic processes, make sure everything is covered, because any kind of comebacks within the first 2 weeks is going to be a pretty bad red mark on a record. That's going to stand out the most to most service managers and service writers. Go in there fairly confident, get your work done, but also keep it slow enough to make sure that you are double and triple checking your work before it ends up going out the door. You don't want to have any comebacks for your first week.
I kind of want Junk from Work to do a live stream when he gets home from his first day at work and let us know how he did. Let us know his thoughts on his day one of being a Ford technician.
He's just pissed about loading your tools out. Is that
I think it's a typo. I think it's loaning my tools out.
Loaning my tools out. I'm like, have you taken your tools there yet, or do you have to do that in the morning still? Because for me, when you're moving tools or changing toolboxes and stuff, dude, that's like a 10-hour process. Like, I'm not gonna lie, with the amount of stuff that I have, though. I mean, I remember though when I did switch dealerships there, I think it was for about 7 months or so, and I had my Master Series box at that time. Moving that one alone was, God, it was the biggest pain in the butt, and then rearranging everything in the move. Yep, he has to move his box in the morning. Yeah, that's probably the worst part, is getting settled in.
Better get up early.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're just taking your service cart for now? Now, do you know if you're going to be working under any certain technicians, or if you just kind of get tossed to the wolves, we're going to put you back here in this area? What's your job title? I guess flat rate technician.
They're gonna stick him in the
used
corner.
Car tech, or you're gonna be a tech in training. What's up, George Allen? Yeah, I remember when I had to move those toolboxes back and forth.
The fire.
The fire, that one wasn't as bad because we just rolled it down the street.
Yeah.
But when I changed jobs there for that 7 months,
yeah.
we got a rollback. I had to get a rollback to come, and I had to schedule it. And the hardest part was, so I put my 2 weeks notice in at the job that I was at. And they're like, okay, cool. Just, work your 2 weeks out, and all right, we'll make it work. After the first week of working there, I got a big job done. I had a Hemi pulled apart in like 300 pieces across the bench. Put this back together, the Hemi back in this 300, and got it running, got it out the door. And the boss came out and said, yeah, now you got that done. We don't really need you. You don't have to come back for your last week of work. I'm like, dude, I had to schedule a time with a rollback to come and pick my toolbox up. I can't just like, okay, let me just load my box up in the back of my truck and I'll be out of your hair, boss. Thanks, bye. No, it doesn't work like that. And he was getting pissed that I couldn't get a rollback there within like 2 hours to come and get my freaking toolbox. It was absolutely horrendous. It doesn't work. So, yeah. So we have to make sure I was trying to get across to him that I couldn't get it done that fast. And it's a big old ordeal, big pain in the butt.
So Junk from Work said, I have zero idea what the hell I'm doing. No kidding. I'm an apprentice that's going to float and do some RV shit.
Oh.
And then maintenance man says shitter stuff.
Yeah, that shitter stuff. Whenever anything says black tank, just say, I'm not qualified to do that.
And then someone else said, is working under someone another way of saying you're being someone's bitch? Not necessarily.
I don't know. Ron can go into work on that one.
No, Kyle was my mentor. I was not his bitch. As much as he would like to say I probably was.
No, in some ways. I mean, there's always those jobs when you're a trainee that, yeah, you're the low man on the totem pole, and that's the kind of stuff you got to do for a while. Like, it's just what it is. But you have to throw a whole lot of extra training and something in there to have them at least feel more welcome. Ish. I think I tried to be pretty decent at that.
No, you were good, dude. You didn't give me too much crap jobs to deal with. I don't even remember having anything to, like, Kyle's like, I don't want to do this, and this is what you get to do.
No, that's one way to turn away a technician faster than anything, is to give them something that they have no clue what they're doing on. It's not one of those.
Well, that was still me.
Well, no, what I'm meaning is, like, it's the whole thrown to the sharks kind of feel.
Yeah.
Where, okay, your second day in, yeah, I need this trans pulled out and pulled apart into, like, all the pieces, and just let me know when you get there.
Honestly, I think the first job that I had that Kyle was like, I'm going to let you do this and work your way through, was pulling that transmission on that Renegade.
Yep, and that wasn't until what, about a year and a half in?
It was probably about a year and a half in. But I mean, he was like, I went out and did this test drive on this brand new Renegade, and it had a screwed up transmission, and ended up having to pull the transmission, which means that the front half of the entire Renegade had to come apart. And Kyle's like, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. He's like, well, here's the instructions. Have at it. He's like, you got all the time in the world.
Yeah. Make sure if you guys are going to do that to somebody, then you have to give them the time to understand that.
Yeah.
So getting them the time.
And I think it took me like what, 3 or 4 days to do that?
Yeah, it took you about 3 days to do it.
Yeah.
If you would have just worked at it straight, it'd have been about 2.5 days.
Yeah.
Right around there, which, you can't really expect that much when you guys are giving a newbie a kind of a bigger job and giving them, hey, or just kind of jump into it, But, I mean, that's kind of expected in this line of work.
What's up, Justin Dow?
Dow in the house. So, guys, I'm going to put a link into the chat here. This is the link to the Rust Belt Mechanic scholarship fund that I started here about 2 weeks ago. Anytime you guys are in chat here, don't give any donations to me. Go to the link right there. I started a GoFundMe account for getting a scholarship started for a couple of the local technical colleges here. The one that myself and Captain Ron graduated from Automotive Tech School. We all know that here when we start out in the field that we are pretty low on tools, and tools cost a lot of money. So I wanted to give that to a newer technician coming into the field after their first semester of school, just to prove that they are in it. They don't quit after the first semester, and they're actually getting good grades after that first semester. So we're going to give every single penny that you guys donate in that GoFundMe account. We're going to make a huge video and everything. Hopefully I set the goal a little high. We're going to see if we can get up to $5,000 to give it to either one or two of the guys coming in on that one. Right now, just after running it the first week, we've got $70 in there from donations. I appreciate you guys doing that one. I know a couple of you guys have put into that one, so I'll put her into the link in here again for you guys about that one.
Sorry guys, not to change subjects, but no boot tonight.
No DOS boot.
No, we got too much work to do for Toolheads Crate that we can't do that. We already did our day drinking for today.
Yeah, we did. Here this next week's my birthday, so we ended up going and went out with some family and friends and stuff, and we went and played Top Golf today. So good old time.
And I killed it at it.
Yeah, Captain Ron did a good job. After I get some drinks in me, I wasn't doing so great. Need to implement slave labor. They are doing work. They are folding shirts. Yeah, that's there is going to be shirts in this month's crate. That's like the worst part of the entire crate is folding these shirts to be able to get them into the crates.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But you guys will be happy. I think you guys will be happy with the crates this month. They've got a lot of cool stuff in them.
Oh yeah.
And
they're full.
They are full. They are very full.
We can't hardly get the lids closed on them. It's kind of a pain in the butt, especially on the guys that have bigger shirts. Yeah. Theme on this month is a little bit of break stuff.
That's all we're saying.
That's it. Nothing else.
Wait, breaks and America.
It is July. We just went through July 4th.
Put a boot in each crate.
That'd be a funny one. That's what we should do. Get like boot koozies.
Little tiny plastic boots.
Boot koozies.
Boot koozies?
Yeah. Boot koozies. That'd be a good one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Junk from work, we know you break shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Shot glass boots.
I don't know how well they last in the crates.
Yeah,
we don't ship these boxes in like that nice of boxes. We'd have to get a lot more packaging, and that's kind of one of the things that we pride on is, yeah, we don't spend much of any money at all
in the
better
stuff. You guys know the rules.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. Aiden Lodo just donated to the Rust Belt Mechanic Scholarship Fund. Have a look-see at it.
Thank you, Aiden.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Dude, seriously, guys, even if you guys are just giving a couple of bucks here and there, it'll go a long way.
I'm waiting for it.
And it's actually going to happen after the first semester of the school year. So this is going to run all the way up until like October-ish, October, November, because they start the actual semester in August. So after that first
it must be taking a while to get from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not in there yet, but it's coming.
But yeah, we're working with that, and we're working on hopefully some more tool deals to be able to give you guys for student discounts and student programs. Just kind of curious, is there anybody younger in the crowd who is either A, in school, or B, thinking about going to school? And I don't mean like younger, I just newer in the field and going through like a technical college or something like that, to where you may be looking and getting more tools and stuff like that.
Justin, you don't count.
Justin, sorry. The age in which you took your profile picture is not the age at which you are. Which I want to know that. When did you actually take the photo for that profile picture? I want to hear this one.
Oh, beat me to it. Junk from work says back to school for me in January.
Okay, so hopefully I'm going to be working with a couple of other tool companies here soon to be able to possibly get student discounts on tools and tool program things. So I know that when you go to school, they offer, the 50-60% off Snap-on or whatever it is, but they also have a couple of other manufacturers there. I know our local college, they have some local places like there's a little one called the Dayton Tool Crib. They usually had someone there. Matco had a thing there, didn't they?
For you talking about the
school programs.
Matco, Mac, and Snap-on.
Mm-hmm. So you just had the main three there.
Yep.
For that
and
one.
People told me about that Dayton Tool Crib, and I never checked it out. No one told me about it. I mean, I never knew where it was, or never had the time to go look, I guess.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm hopefully I'm going to be working with a couple more tool companies to get more options out there, because that's the general consensus that I'm hearing from people, that they're going to give you, little, just the Snap-on, Mac, and Matco. Thanks, Aiden. I appreciate it, buddy. It just did pop through.
Like I said, it took a while to get from Australia.
They just give you the main three. Well, I think there should be more choices in that. I think students, if you're getting into this automotive field and if you're serious about it, I think the colleges should be giving more discounts or offering better incentives to these tool companies to come in and give better discounts to these, guys who are coming into the field.
If that, or even get different companies, like get Gear Wrench or get Cornwell or something like that. Because I mean, there's people that were in my classes that actually have Cornwell dealers that come to their shops, but we never saw them at the school or anything like that. So, having the ability to get those cheaper tools, I mean, that's just more money that they can save for going to school.
Aiden, I'm going to be trying. Companies like SP Tools, companies like Gear Wrench. I'm going to be trying to work with them and trying to see if we can get some better discounts for students or guys coming into the business, because I can't stand to see a lot of these younger guys who are just getting in there and seeing them with like a $15,000 snap-on payment. Like, it's just, God, it's sickening just to the fact to see somebody that is like 20, 21 years old and they owe somebody, doesn't matter what it is, and it's not a car, they owe them like 15 grand on stuff. It's not something that I really want to see at all. So I want to be able to help out the newer techs coming into the industry, and we're going to see what kind of discounts and stuff that we can find for that one. That's what I'm going to try, Andrew. There's been little talk here and there, but I'm going to try to be working with them on getting some kind of student pricing on a lot of stuff like this, hopefully coming up in the next couple of months. Never tech. Young tab is $10K. Man, Cornwell dealer is rare. Yeah, we don't have a Cornwell dealer. All we have is Matco and Snap-on at ours.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is finding these tool reps that are actually ones that go to your shop as well.
Didn't you say you had a Mac or a Matco dealer that used to come to our shop?
We had a Mac dealer that came to our shop like 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been over the 10 years that I've worked there. 4 times over 10 years, and that's all we could get him to come in. He stopped. We tried to spend money with him. He wasn't going to do it. Funny thing is, you know what his name was? Dirty Ron. It just popped in my head, and I am not lying in the slightest bit about this one. It's literally, his name's Dirty Ron. It's not Dirty Old Ron or anything like that. It's just Dirty Ron.
Yeah, well, he can't be the Dirty Old Ron.
No, that's
me.
That's right here. You're the one.
The one and only Dirty Old Ron.
Yeah, he was intimidated by my killer beard. I think that leathery old bastard was just fed up with seeing people in general. And if you didn't owe this guy like $500 or something like that on a truck account, he didn't want to come back.
Didn't you say he was like, he wouldn't do payment plans? Like,
no, he wouldn't set up much payment plans. We tried to buy something along the lines of like $400, $500, $600 worth of tools and stuff that he had actually some fairly good deals and everything on. So we tried to buy them, but he's like, all right, I'll set up the account for you. Just need it paid off. Pay half now, pay half next week. I'm like, dude, $600 in 2 weeks. Do you know how truck accounts work? Like, how many years have you been doing this? I don't know you guys this much, so
come around.
Can't really do that. Well, you come around more, we'd see more.
Justin Dow has a good question. How much would it take to shave your whole beard?
Wouldn't happen.
Just go snip.
I wouldn't shave the whole thing. It would not be shaved. I would trim, but it would not be shaved.
Didn't we say one time we were going to have you trim your beard into plastic baggies and sell it as like rust flakes?
Rust belt bits.
Rust belt flakes.
Mm-hmm.
Think of the kids, rust belt.
Let's see. Mac shut down.
You want a piece of the rust belt?
Mm-hmm.
$10 a baggie. You can have some of this beard.
So much further education.
You can grow your own rust belt mechanic.
You can grow your own. Don't you wish?
What's up, Everyday Fleet?
What's up, bud? The only thing we have in area is Snap-on. Yep, that's the way we work. We just got our own Matco dealer a couple of months ago. He's been really good too. Yeah, it's nice having some actual variety in the shop. It's nice not just owing only Snap-on, huge amounts of money.
For each $10, Rust Belt will shave a portion of his beard.
Oh no, trust me, buddy. It'd take a lot more than $10.
JC says I'm going to be trimming your beard and selling it on eBay.
From the Jim Adopts Text program.
Jacob says, what lift is on the Duramax?
Jacob, I have a 7-inch BDS lift. It's adjustable 7 to 8 inches. So, yeah, that's what it's got on. Sitting on 37-inch Nitto, 37 by 13 and a half, 22 by 14 wheels with a negative 44 offset.
Unless he's talking about mine.
No. You don't know who he is. I know who Jacob is.
I know. Saying.
Mm-hmm.
You're not the only one in this house with the Duramax anymore, Kyle.
Yep. I like when Ron is blasted. Give him the dang boot. He does get extra squirrely and extra talkative, doesn't he? I mean,
okay.
You were able to talk for 2.5 hours the other night. You haven't said like 30 words tonight.
Well, that's because I can't talk over Kyle. To be entirely honest, I mean, how much fun was watching my live stream though?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, you guys had a lot of people on too. On top of that,
yeah, I had let's see, it was me, Dow, Client, Antonio, and 410. 5 people going at one time.
See, I hate it because on Sunday night, there's some times in which I want to do it, but there's some times in which, kind of like tonight, where I got a lot of stuff that I have to get ready before going to work in the morning.
Oh yeah. Or
there's other live streams that go live starting at 9:00, so I don't want to cut into them all that much. Because, a lot of these other streams, they're using their live stream time to help build their channel still. So it's kind of hard at that point to, kind of step over them because I don't need the monetary value from live streams by any means. So I don't like stepping over the guys who are still trying to, build their channels up. So that's kind of one of the reasons there. But I do like those fun live streams like that.
Yeah. I need the watch hours.
Yeah, see?
I need to do more boot live streams apparently because.
Yeah, see, Novitaz, he goes live in 10 minutes. There's a couple other guys that go live at night. Chris M goes live. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Next weekend we'll probably do another live stream. Got to figure out what's going on with the schedule because I know Saturday next week is pretty jam packed for all of us.
Oh, yeah. Plus, I need to get a bunch of flooring installed at my house.
Yeah, we got that too.
I bought about 1,300 square feet worth of flooring that I need to get installed at some point. I haven't even picked it up from Home Depot yet.
Probably need to do that.
Yep. Yeah, every day. I don't like doing that over the small guys, even when it comes to some companies that get a hold of a lot of different YouTubers and everything to do reviews on their products. If it's something that a lot of smaller channels have already kind of done or anything like that, I don't like doing those because it's one of the things where I like them to be able to get their screen time, get their time in working with some of those companies. So I have plenty of stuff that I can be able to do and make videos on. I've got content that needs made for freaking weeks. I'm so far behind on catching up on the content that I want to get out to you guys that it's just, it's hectic and chaotic.
Yeah. Oh, I totally get that. I mean, it's like for me, it's like I'm having trouble coming up with content, which I've got one video still in barrel that I need to get edited and put out. And then I'm started like contacting different companies to see about doing reviews for products. So I'm going to do that. Hopefully if they get back with me. But we appreciate you leaving the scraps for all those little guys.
If it's some of those companies, that are newer to the market and everything like that, and they have some really cool products, yeah, I'll definitely jump in on that. Love how you work at a Chrysler shop and have a Duramax. No, I don't catch really that much crap. Yeah, I used to own Dodges, and I still own Dodges. You know, I've got a 17 Charger and stuff like that. But as far as on the actual YouTube channel, it was one of those right time, right place kind of things where I fell into such a good deal on my Duramax, and it kind of just blew up on the internet anyway. So I kind of ran with it. Before, yeah, Chris was watching me like really early on.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that you were one of the first guys. You and Justin ATV was probably the first guys that I talked to on YouTube. So watching that and seeing the growth between all the different channels and everything is kind of crazy within that time.
I'll say you're up to how many subscribers now?
17.5 something. I looked at earlier today.
17,532 is what this says.
Mm-hmm. You would never know how great a Cummins is if you didn't start with the Isuzu Max. No, see, I've driven Cummins forever, and I understand. I know where you're getting at on that one. The Cummins, dude, that Cummins engine, you can't beat it. It's hard. You can't do that one. But, you know, it's one of those things where I like the package. Like you say earlier, you know, you love the Dodge, but you hate the package that they come in. And I totally get that one. I like the Chevy package right now. And it was one of the things where the truck was just so clean that I couldn't pass it up. Dude, and I like having a clean truck.
You got super, super lucky with that truck coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yours coming in and mine coming in were two totally different places in its life. And you got one that was just, seemed like it had never seen water.
Yeah, it hasn't. I don't think I've ever seen a 2006, at least in this area, as clean as the one that I got. So it's one of those things where I had to jump on it when I did. I'd have been missing out.
Yeah, mine on the other hand is
yours needs some love.
Mine's got the rust cancer.
Yep, it's got the Ohio cancerous to
it.
She's wheezing. But yeah, the channel's been growing, you know, a lot lately. I've been trying to get into some more focused subject areas that are, I guess, more user friendly and user relatable, kind of like what I did with the Jeep Gladiator video. I don't know how many of you guys have seen that one or how many of you guys like it. You know, it seems like it's doing pretty good. It's only got 2 dislikes right now. That's pretty low amount of dislikes for even a Rust Belt video.
Mine was one of them.
The Rust Belt haters haven't kind of done their cruising to that video yet. I'm sure it will. I'll wake up in the morning and there's going to be like 10 dislikes on that video.
You know who will comment. You got your one buddy that'll comment.
Now, Justin, you know, he's like, yeah, dude, like one of the best videos you ever made. Did you watch like the whole 30 minutes of it? I was worried. Like, I was really worried that 30-minute long video was going to bore the crap out of people and they wouldn't want to watch it. And I tried to trim down that video as much as I could. But all the stuff that made it into the video was all stuff that I thought was really pertinent to what I really wanted to get across with that thing. I wanted to be able to get the serviceability aspects, the technical side of things, the way me as a mechanic, the way I look at that Jeep. When I go to look at a vehicle, there's a certain list of things that I look at, and those were pretty much my list that I wanted to get out. That when you're looking at these things, this is what I look for as a mechanic. I don't look for, oh, this thing corners well and handles well. The USB port might take a couple extra seconds to hook up. No, I don't give 2 shits about that. No, I want to know how bad is it going to be to change that EGR valve in 2.5 or 3 years after I buy this thing, because you know that's going to be something that goes out. Or it's a Chrysler project or product. It's going to need an eSIM switch. Guaranteed. How easy is that to get to?
Robert Walters said it was a great video. He went to sleep in less than 5 minutes.
I see how it is. Hey, there's Justin ATV.
His ears must have been burning.
Yeah, I was talking about you, man. Literally. I was talking that like the first couple of guys that I talked to when I started my YouTube channel was Chris M. and Justin ATV. Like one of the first 2 guys that I talked to when I started up my YouTube channel. So crazy seeing you jump on in here. But yeah, so I'm going to try to start doing some more of those technician related videos where coming in on some of those things to be able to give you guys a technician's aspect on doing, on looking at these newer vehicles and the way I look at them. So I think I'm going to start pulling some more vehicles as we get in, especially the newer product lines. I think maybe the next one that I do might be like the new body style 2020 Ram 3500s.
See that wide body Challenger we got.
Yeah, we did get a new wide body SRT scat pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I prepped it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So Kyle was pissy about it.
Uh-huh.
But then again, I was pissy because you got to prep the
Jacob asked, are you going to buy a Hellcat? I want to. Worse than anybody on here knows. How bad do I want a Hellcat?
I know, dude. Bad enough that I have to be the voice of reason.
Yep. I want to so badly to own a Hellcat right now.
Especially when you got one dangling in front of you with the Hurst shifter. And
I've got one. I've had two of them dangled in front of me pretty badly over the last 6 months, where I'm one of those things where I'm loving to get it. Yeah, but it just sucks on the timing wise. See you, JC. Thanks for coming in, man.
Jake says get a Demon.
I know. I'd love to get a Demon, but unfortunately, nobody is selling used Demons. And if they are selling used Demons, they're selling them for more than what they paid for brand new.
And not to mention, they're also selling, like, they get it in and it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone in like minutes.
It's like that Corvette we had.
Mm-hmm.
Had a Corvette on the lot and it was there for like what, 2 days?
Mm-hmm.
And then gone.
Exactly. They're absolutely ridiculous. They're overpriced for what they are. I think I could get Demon horsepower easily out of a Hellcat anyways. So that's kind of what I would kind of focus on.
You just need to go for Demon horsepower out of the Duramax.
Demon horsepower out of the Duramax that weighs 7 times as much as a Demon.
Well, that's just,
Mm-hmm.
It can be done.
Yeah, exactly. I wish.
Waiting on your sponsor that'll end up giving you like a Elephant engine for your Charger that you have now.
Mm-hmm. 500,000 has the Michigan cancer. Yep. So I've been hearing certain things coming out of Detroit also about in the Dodge world. I don't know how much you keep up on them, but
I try to.
Been keeping up on the idea of the Charger Angel. It is Project Angel.
I have not heard about that.
That is not what it's going to be named. That is the name in which it is under their project status.
Makes sense though.
So they're talking about getting into the newer age of things. And new age from what Chrysler has, it's not electric, so don't even start.
Oh.
No.
Well,
but they have started with e-torque. E-torque is what Chrysler is going to be doubling down and putting a lot of money into.
Yeah.
And there's going to be different versions of e-torque. Right now, the e-torque that we have on the Hemis is pretty much an alternator generator kind of e-torque system that pushes extra power to help turn the motor over faster on acceleration areas, a smaller battery, and something along those lines. But from what I've heard, they're going to start this project Charger Angel, and they're going to be, just put it in there.
Well, Justin said something about it, so.
Mm-hmm. No, you're not. Donate to the education fund. Don't donate to anything else. We put the link in there for you. But yeah, it's going to be this Dodge Charger Angel. And from what we've heard, it's going to have the Demon motor. So 800 horsepower, right around there. It's going to be at a Charger, and they're going to run dual motor e-torque on the front wheels. So that's going to be a big battery in there. This thing's going to weigh well over 4,000 pounds. But with that kind of an e-torque system and the motors that they were talking about, they're talking about 100 horsepower per motor. So that would be putting it up to 1,000 horsepower, which would then make it also all-wheel drive. So 1,000 horsepower, all-wheel drive Charger.
That's crazy.
That would be fucking banana balls right there.
Yeah, it would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be absolutely nuts.
I mean, going back to that whole naming thing, they've got the demon, and if they were to come out with,
it would never sell.
You don't think an electric, like think of like a Tesla, but in the Dodge world, and they call it the Angel, and it's the complete polar opposite, but has the same torque and has the same speed and everything else that the demon has. You don't think that somebody wouldn't jump on that?
Yep, exactly. So Justin, I want to hear about this new job stuff. I don't know. I knew you weren't going to be working for the Snap-on franchisee anymore, but I want to hear about this new kind of venture that you've got going on. Like I said, if you guys haven't subscribed, there's a lot of other cool YouTubers in here. Justin Dow's got a killer channel. Antonio's got a channel. Justin ATV's got a badass channel. There's this guy, Le Capitan Ron. He's got a channel. Dick Skinner's got a channel. Anybody else in here got a channel?
Did you say Antonio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Junk from Work. He was here earlier.
Junk from Work.
Yep. Who else was in here? I don't even remember people who were in here, to be honest.
You'll see the TRX concept. It's coming. I want to say it's like 2021 is the slated date for it, but it's been confirmed by multiple areas. They're just trying to obviously, retool to be able to find the manufacturers for what they need on that one.
Other people who got channels: Everyday Fleet Tech, Novataz, Client Graphics. Those three have channels. They were in here earlier. JC Smith.
Yep.
Justin Dow. I mean, he's okay.
He's all right.
He's all right.
He's all right.
Dick Skinner.
He drinks Reds all night from a boot on live stream. That's a wild time. That's a good one, man.
I will admit that I did go to the Walmart yesterday and picked up a big case of Angry Orchard.
The actual Angry Orchard.
Yes, good Angry Orchard.
Ooh, Justin, you gonna be getting them knuckles dirty again? Start slinging some wrenches around. That's gonna be cool to see.
What's up, Mr. Lance?
Yep. All right. Well, we are ticking over 9 o'clock right now. I appreciate everybody coming in tonight. It has been a very nice conversation that I've been having with you guys. I didn't really have anything even planned by any means.
No, Ron. We talked about that about an hour ago. We're like, what were we going to talk about? I don't know.
Yeah, I had no clue what I was going to talk about tonight. All I knew was, I need to do a live stream tonight. No, I'm not going to stand the guys up.
And we need a break.
Yeah, we need a break from doing Toolhead stuff, but it's the time where we got to get back to doing Toolhead stuff. So for all you guys who have Toolhead's crate stuff, you guys are going to get them on time and everything like that. They get shipped out tomorrow. Yep.
Tool87 said, even though Rust Belt thinks the Angel idea sucks, I think it'd be cool.
No, I don't think it sucks by any means.
You just don't think anybody go for it.
The name? No. The car? Yes.
I think the name they would go for.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you got the polar opposite. You got the demon and you got the angel.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I think it's just tacky. But whatever.
Whatever.
I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel.
What do you want? The electric demon?
Yeah, that sounds even better.
The electric demon 2, electric boogaloo.
Yeah.
Demon 2, electric boogaloo. That's what it is.
No. Alrighty, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping in tonight. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you have not. And any donations that you guys think about putting through, make sure you put them through to that link. The GoFundMe account for the Rust Belt Mechanics Scholarship Fund to help out new technicians on purchasing tools later this fall.
And big thanks to Aiden for the $5 donation earlier tonight.
Thank you again. I appreciate it, guys. All right. Anything else, Captain?
Nope. We will see you guys later this week on upcoming videos. And you guys have an awesome
awesome
Awesome day.